Hey everybody, it's good to see you all again. This segment is just to kind of let you guys know what is going on in this episode. So, in this episode, there is a situation. Towards the end, or anywhere in this episode, there is a blank. That means there's no sound coming in the episode, and you might think that is your fault. That is my fault. You can blame me, say it was my fault, because that is an editing problem, and that's because of recording and the recording platform that I use. If that happens to be in the episode, if that's in it, what you need to do is to just disregard it. Don't worry about it. Consider it like an ad break. Consider it like a break. Consider it like we're taking a 5 minute break. Consider it like that. So, no freaking out. No need to worry. Make sure you guys enjoy the episode, enjoy what's in it, and y'all have a good one. And enjoy this one. Really enjoy it and have fun. And please disregard the blanks in there. Consider them breaks. Hope you guys enjoy this episode and thank you guys for understanding and for your cooperation. There we go, there we go, there. Thanks, Craig. Thank you. Hey guys, welcome to another one. All right, this is no ordinary interview. I'm here with the amazing Cosmoose, also known as an amazing, amazing band, amazing group. As you guys know, I love having bands. I love bands and I love groups, so it's so exciting they could be with us. And I really do appreciate them for being patient with me. Because even though I told everybody on my list that I canceled due to my social media, and then I messaged back again saying that I would, they were the only ones that asked and they were fine with still doing theirs. So props to them. I appreciate them. Yeah.
Having us. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, 100%. Oh, and welcome, guys. Sorry. Welcome to the show. I'm so glad to have you.
Glad to be here.
Nice. All right. I've not had a group in a while. So why don't you give a little bio for us, a little intro for us, so we can get a little taste of where you're coming from.
Yeah, hello. I'm DHXP. I produce the instrumentals for Cosmoose, and I also sometimes sing. And I come from Germany, Cologne. I found these wonderful people online on a server, Discord server called IMF, Indie Music Feedback. And yeah, we started working together step by step. And then we thought it would be cool to have another name, not just featuring each other for our group. And yeah, we happened to end up with the name Cosmoose, and now we're, at least for me, almost all the music I make is for Cosmoose. Yeah, that's me. Maybe we move on to the next one.
Ah, nice, nice.
So, my name is
So,
Nicole.
hey.
Hey, I am a singer, and I did meet DHXP on Indie Music Feedback, and the two of us started working on individual songs, and
Hello, I'm
Oh, cool.
I'm Will Lion. I'm doing the art in Cosmos. So when they started, they had all these ideas about space and having a universe around it. So they asked me to do the illustration for the song, and so I started to think of like shaping the whole universe around this, and so I'm doing all the visual art for Cosmos.
And
Ah.
my name is Daphne Cerez. And I joined the group a little later when they already had some singles out, and I absolutely fell in love with them. So I let them know, and they let me know that they would like me to join the group as well, and so I did, and we've been making some great songs ever since, and we're very excited for our second album.
Oh, nice, nice. Y'all got me intrigued to the second album. What can you tell us about it? That got my attention. What can you tell us
Uh,
about the second album that you guys are making?
I will come to that in a second. We also have a fifth Cosmoose member who couldn't make it because she's from Korea. So since we're meeting in the Netherlands right now, the distance was just too much for her, I guess. She's also singing, also doing writing, also doing her own music with OK Feather, where two others of Cosmos also have a band together. That's very popish. And oh yeah, and she's also writing the law for Cosmos. So she wrote a few episodes. She fleshes out characters, but in the end, we all try to do it. And there are also other Cosmosish members who are like featured artists, and they also try to get into the law, also try to write their own stories. For example, there would be Kamaragi or Star Smash, who are featured on our first album. There's also Coyote, for example, who will be featured on the second album. So yeah, just so you know, it's like very collaborative, and there's a lot of people actually involved, not only us. So, and with that said, the first album is out since September, and we actually had a plan to release a bit earlier, but I had a few troubles with mixing the songs and actually making it sound how I want it. So it will be a little later, but there will be some bangers on it. I can already tell you that. It will still be about space. It will still be about Cosmos. Um, the Cosmos gang trying to rebel against the government in this case, because yeah, the law goes deep, but for the Cosmos gang, the government are the evil ones who try to enslave the universe, kind of. So Cosmos gang always is trying to, in different situations, trying to hinder them from that. So yeah, the second album will also catch a few of the first album vibes, but also will bring a little more variation to it.
Mm. And sorry, issues I know. But anyway, thanks for sharing with me about the album. So exciting.
We're excited for some new songs that we've written for it.
Nice. Sweet. Now I did want to ask because that caught my attention when you mentioned it. That caught my attention. That got me. Anyway, I always go this with everybody. I want to know the entire origin story of Cosmos. I want to know the entire origin story. I want to know how the band started, the whole origin.
Yeah. So, like we mentioned before, we met on a Discord server called Indie Music Feedback, which is filled with lovely people, very supportive of each other. It was in 2020 when the first few lockdowns hit us. So everyone had a lot of times on their hands. We could be very creative and yeah, just be wild, I guess, in what we do. And so we would start, or for me, I started to release one album, and the more I was featuring people on that album and on other tracks that are unreleased, the more I loved it. So when I met Flora, we did a few tracks together, and it was really easy to work with the vocals. I would just have to make an instrumental, send it over to her. She would send me back over 10-ish vocal tracks that I could mix in, and it would just work. It would just sound very great in the end. And also from Flora's single artist stuff, I really liked a few tracks, and so we already knew we would like each other's music. So that clicked very quickly for us. Then when we thought about that we were working together a lot, we thought about that we should actually not just feature each other, but try to come up with a name, try to come up with a new project. And there, Wulian comes into play as probably the third official member of Cosmos. I don't know. He did a few artworks for us, and I really liked them. And when we were actually talking to each other, we just, yeah, we were on the same wavelength. And Flora and I wanted to leave Earth with our project to go into space. And Wulayan delivered some pretty sick artworks with it. Very spacey, very flashy. And I really wanted to have this kind of chibi style, which Wulayan didn't even like at the start, but he still managed to really draw awesome chibis for us. So that was pretty cool. In the end, each Cosmos member has their own avatar that Wulayan drew for us, and every collaborator who wants to have one can have one. So we would meet in the Discord. Wulayan would stream how he would draw, and step by step, we would flesh out the universe together with new characters, opening up new storylines. And as I mentioned, JJYY, the fourth Cosmos member, started to write stories, started to think in more detail about what could actually happen in the universe. For example, she wrote a story which is featured in our first album, the song called How June and Rudy Met. And yeah, it's basically the first episode of Cosmos where the two meet in a chicken wing factory on another planet. It's a very crazy story, but they end up meeting while an alien invasion happens, and in the end of the episode, they start the Cosmos Gang. So yeah, it's the chibi avatars for me at least mean a lot, and they make it easier to think of how we could actually tell stories and how we could represent ourselves in the universe. And yeah, that's basically how Cosmos was born.
Nice. And I love that you wanted to represent yourself as a group, and you guys met together in a Discord server. How iconic. How iconic you guys met in a Discord server.
Yeah, probably this is the best thing that ever happened to me on Discord, so I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that. For me, a little community, and I got this whole career going together. That's amazing. That is incredible. That's amazing. And speaking of amazing, now this is something that I love to ask them too. Where do you see this group, this whole career going in the future? Where do you see it going in a couple of years or so?
It's
Okay, that's.
Can you hear me?
But yeah, where do you see it going in the future? The whole group music career.
Yes. So we are. It's not only the five of us collaborating together. We also have a server with dozens of people collaborating with us uh, on on the music and on the feedback in general, the story, on the lore, and we are planning to keep going in that direction and have more and more people involved.
Mm.
Yes, so in the near future, we're also going to release a remix album of the songs from the first album. We have a bunch of artists from the great IMF Discord join us. So a lot of them already worked with DHXP on his remix of his first album, and they did an amazing job at reworking songs in ways that we never imagined. So it's also going to be amazing. So we want to expand, like, and basically at the beginning it was like the four of us, and then we involved a number of our close friends and expanded to more and more friends, and we want to keep expanding that sphere.
Mm. Nice. And I let you guys have that nice goal to keep it going. I would love to see the band go far, far, far. I love it. And this is very interesting. It's very interesting. And not just your music is incredible, just the mind space. So I'm just gonna mentally reset from me just for a sec, just gonna give it a nice reset. Okay. Um God, my brain's fumbled. Oh, okay. Now this is a very straight. This is one of my favorites as well. It's one of my favorites. Um, so oh, now I remember. What is your music process like? What's your whole process you use whenever um you're doing music? What's your whole way of doing it? Your whole method?
Usually, the HXP actually just makes great tracks, great instrumentals. He puts it in the Discord server, and we just all invite everyone on the Discord server to add something to it. They can add their own stems, usually their own vocals. So we have a bunch of different vocalists from a bunch of different places. Add their vocals to one track together. And so we're all working on this great song, giving each other feedback, learning from each other, integrating all sorts of different languages into one song. And yeah, that's how we do it. And then after we all agree that the song is finished or sounds finished, um, DHXP mixes and masters the tracks, and then we release them.
Mm, nice, nice. Interesting method, by the way. One of a kind. I like it.
Thanks.
Another thing to mention maybe would be that we if possible, meet every Sunday, talk about stuff while Julian is drawing. Most of the time, the artwork for the next few singles. Other times, yeah, the avatars for other members, or also just like lawish, atmospheric pictures that would, for example, represent some kind of watery space cows. I forgot the name. Just so to flesh out the universe. But yeah, usually if we manage to meet, we will talk about what we would like for the next single cover or album cover, and yeah, just start working on ideas, passing the ball back and forth between each other, and William just draws and draws, and in the end it looks great, and we have a cover for our next single.
Mm. Nice, nice. And thanks for adding that in too. Thanks for adding it. It made more sense and it made your process more interesting and your music more willing to listen to. Thanks for that. God, sorry. I haven't done these in a while, so it's a little bit crazy for me. Ever since my break from the world, it's just crazy for me. I can imagine. Um, God. Now, um, where do your inspirations come from? Music-wise, or from your life-wise? Like, where do your inspirations come from?
Oh yeah, since we're quite large collaborative project, our inspirations come from I don't want to say everywhere, but from a lot of places. For me especially, I listened to a lot of metal as a kid. Then went on with some hip hop, with some electro. Right now, I think that I kind of like almost every genre. So with my own stuff, I try to bring some metal into, or some pop into metal, or some metal into pop, and also try, like for my own DHXP album, I try to have a variety of different genres on it. It was maybe a little too crazy, also a little too long. I learned from my mistake. So for Cosmoose, I try to keep it more popish, and yeah, for example, Flora's vocals really add to that. So I can make an electro beat with trap elements, also put some metal guitars in it and growl on it, but it will still sound popish in the end and still, in my opinion, pretty catchy. Um, so there's I think a lot of metal involved for every one of us. Also a lot of pop. For me, especially last year when I was making the instrumentals for the album, I was listening to some K-pop, like 1 month straight. I've never listened to K-pop before, but it was really inspiring at that time. So we also tend to share these kind of inspirations with each other. So when someone likes one song very much, they will share it with us, and probably the next single we would create has some elements of that shared song in it.
Mm. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. And I can see where inspiration, y'all's inspiration comes from. And clearly, it must be very special considering all the music that you guys have been making so far.
You.
Yeah, of course. And I know I've been speaking about the group lately, but now I just want to get a little personal, a little bit comfortable, if you know what I mean. Not in that way. I mean this. So each of you must have had a music interest or something start up interest in music. So I just want to know how each of you got interested in music and wanted to come together like this. I know you guys talked about meeting together on a Discord server, but each of you must have had a music interest. I just want to know where that started from each of you.
Yeah, so for me, I grew up in a pretty musical household. My mother was playing the piano and singing classical music and also teaching it almost every day. So that already got me into music. I started learning the piano when I was 4, and I started learning the drums when I was 6. Um, so that was, yeah, basically my whole life that I remember. I kind of made music. Um, Sometimes in a way that I didn't like, for example, classical piano, but I kind of had to do it. In the end, turns out it was a good choice. I can use the skills I learned to make great tracks now, and I wouldn't miss it. Wouldn't want to miss it. So that's how I got into music.
Mm. I
I
guess the piano.
sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I've always been surrounded by music. My whole family does music, so I've been interested in singing for as long as I can remember. At first, I thought I wasn't good enough to sing, so I wanted to do rapping instead. Then I realized singing was more was more my thing. And so I got encouraged by my family and by my friends, and actually did more and trained more and actually became better. So that's my thing. I like singing. I do some producing as well, but singing is where my main interest lies, and writing lyrics as well.
Mm. Nice.
Yeah. So I'm initially not a musician at all. I would listen to a lot of music while growing up, but I was way too scared to pick up any instrument or sing or anything. But I went to study in the UK a few years ago, and I would see like people singing in the streets and doing open mics like every week, like all of the time. And I decided, okay, I love music, so I may as well like just try to do some. And so I joined a music society at the university, and that's how I met one of the members of Cosmoose, who is JJYY, who lives in Korea. And we started jamming together, and she taught me a lot of things because she is way more musical than I am initially. And I started writing songs and singing more seriously since then.
As for me, when I was, I think, 6 or 7, I put like the Nevermind CD from Nirvana into a CD player, and for me, like that was a transformative experience. That was the coolest thing I've ever heard. So from there, yeah, I listened to that album a lot. So still very young, and then went on to metal, and from there I discovered all the crazy genres there could be, and like jazzcore and atmospheric stuff, and I've always been pretty interested into music, and as I am drawing, this like for me it's absolute. I can't imagine doing it without music to accompany me. It's very essential, something that is really important in my life, even if I don't do music at all. But so for me, it's really um, a really great thing to be able to accompany that band with my drawings.
Mm. Must be. That's cool. That's cool. I loved you guys had some type of music interest and brought you guys together. That's beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. Um, And thanks for that too. I got to know each of you individually a lot more. Just want to get a little taste. Which so glad I did.
You have great questions, by the way.
Oh, thanks. I've been doing it for over a year now, so
Wow. Every day?
I oh what? I wish it was
For a
every
year,
day.
every day. Okay.
It feels like that every day. It feels like it. But no. It'd be a couple times a week though, for me. But it feels like every day. It does. And the schedule fills up, so it feels like every day.
Yeah, that's what I saw in your calendar.
That explains it. I just keep every day open in case people sign up, and by by no joking, they actually would. They would fill up my schedule so much every time. So if it does, and it kind of looks like every day. I guess in that kind of view, it does.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Um, and speaking now about that, I'm sure. Um, Actually, let me reword that. I want to build a better connection. Every guest that I've ever had enjoyed this. It's a little something I do. And I should owe you guys for being so patient with me, which I appreciate also for being patient with me. You don't know how much that means to me. Um, it's kind of like a flip Q&A. So you can ask me literally anything that you want. Anything that comes to mind with you. Ask away.
I have a question, and I wanted to know what got you into music or doing this podcast.
Nice question. Very good. So like some of you, I am musically inclined, so I grew up around a lot of music. My folks, they were musicians themselves. They would play instruments, they would sing. So, it's when I say that it's like I would naturally be a musician, of course I sang. I would do singing, I did choir, I did all that when I was younger. It wasn't until a few years ago that I started to do songwriting. I did it privately for myself, and then I started to publish it. I started to actually show people what I have, and they loved it. I've garnered over hundreds of looks on my music, and they loved it. So, as far as the show goes, I could not go back to work last year. I'm sure you guys experienced the same thing. Last year, the pandemic, so they closed down my in-person job. They closed it down, and I could not go back to work. So I got bored, and so I was thinking about doing a show. I've been thinking about doing it for a while, and I did, and I took it up a level this year. Instead of doing just rap, I did all genres. So boom, yeah.
Super cool, and we're very happy that you also accept non-rap bands.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love bands. I grew up around bands. I love them. Incredible. Come on, give me some more. Oh, come on, y'all can't be empty. There's more. Really, nothing?
How do you manage when your mind goes blank when you get asked a question? Like you have two feelings about it? Do you actually try to work on improvising or find ways to deal with those kinds of situations?
You guys okay?
Um, You couldn't hear me?
For a little bit, you were cutting out, just a little.
Oh, sorry. I was saying, are you actually working on techniques or ways to like fill in the void if like you get the question and your mind goes blank and like find approaches to actually be able to fill it nicely.
Just a little bit I got from you. It's good. I'm gonna tell you in the simple way. I heard techniques, so I'm gonna tell you actually two I use for my show and for this. And for songwriting guys, I write how I think. I write about, things I think about, things I want to put down on paper. If I experience something in life, I'm gonna write about it. If I something upset me, yeah, fuck, I'm gonna write about it. If um if I was hurt by something, I'm gonna write about it. So it was whatever has happened in the far past. Is something I'll write about. And as far as the show goes, I get a whole list of questions going. And I change it up every interview. I change it up a little bit. So instead of having the same thing over and over again, I would change it up sometimes with new questions or flip flop. If that makes sense. So just from that question, if I miss something from it, I only heard like a little portion.
No, I think that's
So
it. Uh, I would have a second one. It's like, um, what? So initially, so you covered more rap than other genres. I was wondering if you had like if rap meant something different for you. What it meant like to rest of to of from
oh,
yeah.
gotcha. Um, it's kind of equal for me. As mentioned earlier, I grew up around all types of music. So for me, it was kind of, it's kind of all music for me. So, um, it's kind of all of them. So I don't really have like a specific for me. I don't really have a specific.
I have one question for you. So, where do you see your podcast going? Like, do you have any special plans for the future, or you just want to continue like it is now?
Nice, good question. That's the first time someone asked me that. Um, so next year, hopefully next year, I can plan a season three because I'm planning on every year having a season. So right now we're in season two right now, so I'm gonna hopefully have season three. I'm planning a lot of other stuff, a lot of other fun stuff with my show. So a lot of fun things will be happening. I know it might seem the beginning, and it is the beginning. But I plan the show to be a lot, a lot more, bigger and better every year.
Will you invite us for a second time then?
Yeah, absolutely. I tell everybody if they want a second one, a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, hell yeah, you can have it.
Great.
Absolutely, yeah. I'd be happy to do another one. That's how friendly I am. I can be, if they want to do a fifth or sixth time, fuck yeah, you go and do it. You go and ask me. I'm open to it.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Well, we're having a lot of fun. So yeah, that would be great to talk with you again. I would like to know, do you have some main influences? Because you say that you listen to a lot of stuff. You're inspired by a lot of things. So like, do you have like a main artist? Like they don't even have musicians, like people who really inspire you.
Ah, okay, wow, that's a tough question. I have sometimes said, when people ask me, I said, a specific artist. Um, what really inspires me is those artists that work the hardest for me. So it's the artists that were either small artists that worked harder than the big ones, or artists that had some struggle in their past life and they're still managed to get music out. Those are the kind that inspire me so much. Like Stevie Wonder had a disability. He was blind, but yet he became a best-selling artist. That inspires me a lot. Or artists that did not have like a stepping stone, or they did not have that help, and yet they're still doing very well. Now that inspires me as well. So yeah, those kind.
Awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Any more you want to throw at me? I also do dares, but usually people don't really do dares.
I'm sorry, I don't have any deer for you. There.
Good. Nice. Nice, nice. Any more questions you like to throw? Any more questions you like to ask?
You told us that you made music. Where or how could I find you?
Wait, what was that?
You told us before that you made music first for yourself and then you showed it to other people. Did you actually release music that I could listen to?
Oh, that I songwrite, so I don't record music yet. I only songwrite. So I would send people lyrics and they like it. And I guess if you would check out what you have to check out the other interviews in which I um did. So some artists have actually asked me to sing, or there's some of them actually to rap or freestyle. And I would, and those are the kind of things I would do for them, and those are the copies and records of me actually doing music.
Okay, so it's more spontaneous too. That I could never really do. I really appreciate rappers for being so, yeah, spontaneous and just like being able to kick a freestyle every now and then when they just feel like it. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. And I even appreciate being here and allowing you guys to showcase music. That's amazing. Yeah. And wow. And thanks for that actually. Anything you want to tell the fans about your little showcase later? Anything? Or your little song later? Anything you want to tell them, or you want to keep it secret?
So, so the song that we will send you, we will showcase, um, is called "Release Me," and it's the introduction of a new character of uh, of the Cosmoose gang.
Yeah, so
Mm.
to fill that up a little, it's actually the introduction to Daphne joining Cosmos. It's her character who will be probably will be saved. I think you can call it that from some government facility where. So to understand, she's an AI. Her character is an AI. Um, so the Cosmos gang kind of just stumbles upon her and picks her up and puts her on their own ship as an spaceship AI. It sounds a little crazy, but that's basically how Daphne gets introduced to Cosmos. And yeah, if you will hear the song, I hope you will understand and will be able to connect the dots.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I'm sure the other fans will know. A lot of them also are musicians themselves, so they're gonna be able to catch on.
Nice.
Oh yeah. God, I'm so excited. We're excited. to hear that, and the fans will be able to hear that in the next segment. Um, thank you. You guys have no idea how much it means to me that you guys would, still appear here after I had all that craziness still. I appreciate you guys for sticking by and still showing up. That's just commitment, which I appreciate.
Yeah, of course. We were very honored that you asked us to be interviewed for your podcast, and we totally understand having to take breaks sometimes for our health. And also like good for you for being able to do that, because that's something not everyone can do. So thank you for inviting us. We're very happy that you still did this interview with us.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a treat getting to meet you, and I love bands, so when I get to meet them, like I love them absolutely.
Thank you.
Like yeah, of course. Of course. And I know we are slowing down, closing out soon. Is there any lastly words you'd like to say before we head out? Anything lastly you'd like to tell the fans? Anything?
No, other than uh, thank you for listening. Thank you, Musically, for having us. And please stay tuned for more singles and a new album soon.
Yay! Exciting, exciting. Thank you so much. By the way, where are you most active at? So people can contact you more, especially me.
Yeah, I think we're most active on Instagram. At least that's it for me. We're trying to also be on the other social media sites, but I think Instagram is the one you will most likely find us.
Awesome. Just wanted to make sure. Also, I put a little surprise into Delphine's Discord DM. I put a little surprise in there. 'Cause I wanted to give you guys a little something just to thank you. I put a little surprise.
Oh, all right. I'll have a look.
Oh yeah. And in case you don't see it, it's a little invite to a virtual concert. If you guys want to sign up and actually perform, it's a great opportunity. It's beneficial, and you get to expand your music to a large audience.
Yes, we did see that. That was very nice. We're thinking about what we would do for that, but we're very excited about it, and we're thinking hard about it.
Awesome, sweet, awesome. Hopefully you'll sign up. I'm so excited. If you do, that'll make me so happy.
Yeah, we're definitely planning to make a nice video for it. So thank you very much for the invite. It's very cool. It's a very nice concept.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And the form does close in a few days, so hopefully you'll go and complete the form. Hopefully.
Ah, yes, good that you mentioned it. So then we'll do it.
Yay! Awesome. All right, guys out there, thank you all for tuning in tonight. Make sure to check out Cosmoose down below in the link provided. Make sure to keep an eye out for all new music coming from them, new singles and new album. Make sure next segment to catch their amazing song. It's gonna be amazing. And again, thank you guys for showing up and coming. It's been a treat getting to meet you, getting to know you. Um, and I appreciate you so much. It's been amazing.
We appreciate you too. Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, of course. And y'all make sure to take a listen. Do not be losers and not check out their music. Don't do that. Don't be like that. And I'll catch every single one of you on the next one I do. Have a great evening and make sure to support the artists. Also, I need to tell everybody My brand new Instagram page is called the Official Wrap It All Podcast. My other one got hacked. Do not follow it whatsoever. The Official Wrap It All Podcast is my new one. It's the official one. Do not follow the other one. Just letting you guys know.
Oh yeah, we had seen that. Yes. Well, thank you very much for the invitation and for your podcast.
Yes, of course, of course. Of course. 100%. You know I got Joe. I just want to make sure to let y'all know. Alright, I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good evening. And see y'all. Bye.